Hello, today's video is on AirPods. This is Apple AirPods, new item. You'll find the top of this above my thumb is pretty much exactly the same as the AirPods. Same size, I measured them carefully, same shape. And the sound I would judge to be almost identical to the AirPods that have the lightning connector. I think the earpods with a lightning connector have better bass than the original earpods, and so this is pretty much along that line. And how these actually sound compared to decent headphones, I'm going to show you. Here's my EQ curve, which I do on many headphones. I boosted the bass at 40 hertz, but I put a kind of a narrow Q on it, 1.5, because otherwise at 1 or whatever it would be too boomy. Because there's, obviously they're going to put a lot more energy in the upper bass here. So anyway, that seemed to work out pretty good. And then I put a rather large dip in there centered around 5 kilohertz. For some reason, these things are just too bright. It must be my ear canals. No, I hear headphones normally. So in other words, when headphones sound to me even a little more dull than live music and any kind of live sounds. But, for the most part, they're pretty close. The better ones, and the buyers actually are pretty much up there. I almost always have to reduce the treble on them, but for some reason in-ears, even this outer in-ears, seem to be much brighter, or maybe they're just really supposed to be that way. So anyway, I got about a 10 decibel recess push down there at about 5 kilohertz. So good for listening to voice, spoken word and so on, but for music, if you don't have an equalizer, you might get by with them fine for outdoor use. If you sit in a cafe where it's quiet, probably gonna have to keep the volume down a little bit, because otherwise a lot of music could get pretty harsh. But all in all, pretty amazing for a little AirPod. So anyway, there's my estimation of the sound. Unfortunately, since it's Bluetooth, I'm not able to use my super duper Dragonfly, which, requires a headphone with a connector on it to go into headphone jacks. So no DAC amp there. However, it sounds still good. I really don't have any complaints at all. I think, now $159, a lot of people think they're way overpriced, but these things are amazing. I mean, you basically have something that's very unobtrusive. You just basically put it in your ear. There's no cord, and unlike the ear canal phones, these do not require a seal in your ear canal, which I think is really good. And so you don't have earwax problems necessarily with these. I'm going to show you more of the AirPod, and then go to the box. Let's get out the little holder here. The bottom of this is the magnetic part, and then somewhere in that stem, I think, is a battery. And here we have the box. And when you open the box, it looks like so, and it shows you the battery status of the box. Then when you put the AirPods in here, like there's one I just snapped in, then it shows you the charging status. It shows that it's charging, but it's only been used for a little bit, so it'll go on red. But they charge awfully fast. I think I got it I ran them all the way down last night, and then I charged them up. It couldn't have took them more than an hour. I don't know. It was a very fast charge. But anyway, there's supposed to be 5 charges in this little box. So 24 hours worth of listening, 5 hours on a charge on the AirPods, so you have to stick them back in after the charge runs down. So anyway, that's that little box. It's really hard to get these things out of there. They're pretty slippery, and they fit so snug in there that you can't really shake them out. You could lose one that way because of the magnetic seal. The little magnetic area on the bottom that snaps in. Yeah, anyway, there's your micro USB jack on the bottom. Very handy little, like a little pill box or something. A little stash box. So anyway, there's the box. And, these things don't isolate at all. They're like Earpods. They're totally open. There's a sensor on here that senses when they go in your ears. When you put them in your ears, they play. If it's set up to do that, music's playing. And then when you take even one of them out of your ear, it pauses the music. Take both out, I think it comes to a stop. These are more secure than the Earpods, and I'm not sure exactly why that is. They're same exact shape, same size, shiny, white plastic, just like the Earpods. But it could be that the cable on the Earpods just tends to pull different directions. I don't really know, but or it could be that the weight of this circuit and battery down here maybe pulls on them a little bit to keep them more secure in the ear. But my ears, they seem secure. My wife, she's real critical about stuff like this, and she liked the fit. So I think the fit's pretty good because we have very different ears. So, see, I talked about the sensor on here, and there's not much to keep clean on here. The leakage, I haven't really used anybody to test the leakage. I would imagine it's pretty low, like the Earpods. So, now, I haven't got these to pair yet on my iPod or iPad. I paired on my iPhone. All these three devices are iOS 10.2, so they should pair easily, and I couldn't get them to pair on those other devices. I shut them off, hard offset off, several times, just couldn't get it done. And I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, they don't have a complete book out on these yet, just a quick start guide. So we're going to need a book. Pretty amazing product. Like I said, you just put this in your ear and off you go. Easy to wear while driving, which you probably shouldn't do. And we get, the quick start guide, just a little simple intro. Let's see if I can give you an example here. Oh yeah, they're all in individual pages. All the languages are on each page, so you have to go through all the pages, just the top lines in English. And that's all there is. And one of the key questions, which I couldn't find an answer of on the internet anywhere at all, nowhere, was, does the Earpods charge when you plug them in here and the lid's open? What happens when the lid's closed? Because you're going to carry them maybe for days with the lids closed. You want them to keep charging. Well, I don't know. I suppose they could charge when the lid's closed. I don't really know. But what I did was I opened the lid, put the Earpods in, then kind of laid it down on a table so that it would just sit there with the amber light on until the amber light turned green, and I knew it was fully charged. So that's the way I'd charge them. But if you walk around with them in a case, will they charge up with the lid closed? I don't know. I don't have any official answer on it. None of the Apple documentation, none of the user reports, none of the reviews, nothing to describe that. So anyway, and then the box is just a simple little box, and there's the here's the charging cable underneath this thing right here, which is just a conventional. That's not a micro USB. Did I say that was micro USB? That's a lightning port. So on the bottom, that is definitely a lightning port on there. And so anyway, that's pretty much the AirPods. And for $159, if you don't mind spending the cash, I highly recommend it. These are just amazing. I love them. But you may have to tune them up a little bit if you want, something approaching a hi-fi sound. So there we go, AirPods. Thank you very much.